What is up, guys? This is Andre K with Good Trip Bad Trip here again to talk to you about noise. Yeah, I'm gonna continue this very broad subject of noise, and this time around what caught my attention was actually it didn't catch my attention, it fucking pissed me off, to be honest, is noise in cinemas. And by that, I by no means mean that the sound system in the cinema is too loud. I mean people eating shit, basically eating popcorn most of the time. And you know what? I do solemnly swear right now that I'm never ever gonna eat popcorn in the cinema again. I swear it on this. Good Trip, Bad Trip, and I'm gonna stand by it, because this is really disrespectful to the people around you. Because there is just as I understand, there is no quiet way to ride a motorcycle. There is also no quiet way to eat popcorn. You're gonna make noise, no matter how how well mannered you are and how you try to chew with your mouth closed. You're still gonna make the rustling noise and the crunching noise and all those noises, and it's gonna piss off the people around you. Unless you're watching like something like I don't know, Transformers, where it's just the whole movie is like one big explosion scene, and then you don't really hear much else. But other than that, you're gonna piss people around you off. And I, for one, don't want to do it, and I do solemnly swear to never eat popcorn again. So let me expand on this situation a little bit that I had today. So I was watching Anon, it's the latest movie by Andrew Niccol, and I'm going to say a few words about it at the end here. But first of all, I'm going to talk about noise. So there's this one guy and a couple of his lady companions, I guess, sitting right behind me, and all three of them were fucking eating popcorn. And it was I mean, I don't have particularly strong hearing, so I don't pick up noises easily, but it was really distracting me. It was distracting me even during the commercials. So I was kind of trying to say to myself, Andre, stay calm, it's all right, stay calm, don't mind it. But the more I try to calm myself down, the more I try to, breathe and try to internally work with this issue internally, I just couldn't do it. So at a few minutes go by, and I just turn around to them, and I just I tried to phrase it in a really polite manner, but on the other hand, try not to be too polite, because people don't usually give a fuck and don't understand when you're too polite. So you have to find this middle ground between being too polite and being like an aggressively rude person. So I was somewhere in between, and I said something, guys, is there a volume switch on your popcorn eating? Because this is very loud. Can you kind of keep it down a little bit? I didn't tell them to shove the popcorn up their asses, which is what was going through my mind. So I tried to phrase it in a polite way, and this guy who in the dim light of the cinema, he looked to me as this type who is like probably like a film critic on The Village or something like that, So he was, he replied really instantly, like, young man, this is a cinema. People are always eating popcorn here, and they're gonna continue eating popcorn. And if you don't like it, then maybe you should go and watch a movie at home. Which really pissed me off. And this is what I did. Guys. So I said, I don't really mind you eating popcorn, but you are munching, this noise. which he actually wasn't. So I bent the truth there a little bit. But I achieved my end goal because it planted the seed of doubt in his mind. He was like, no, I'm not munching. But the seed of doubt was planted in his mind and in the mind of his companions, and he turned it down. He turned the eating down, so they continued eating popcorn. Of course, they didn't stop, but from then on, they were really kind of careful about it. And I remember the episode from a while ago, which is what actually gave me strength this time to turn around and address them. And at that time, I was watching Blade Runner, which is a very atmospheric film, and it really captivates you, and the sound is amazing, and it's one of the best features of the film is the sound, and how it kind of engulfs you, and how you take into a completely different reality. And of course it doesn't mix well with people eating popcorn loudly, and that was what was going on then too. And there's a lady sitting next to me, and at some point she just, and the people eating behind me at that time were also they were all women, I think. So I was like, if I try to address them and say something to them, it's gonna turn into kind of male versus female kind of situation, which is what I didn't want it to be, which it wasn't, And so I was really thankful that this lady sitting next to me, what she did is she wasn't trying to find the middle ground. She just turned around, she said, just shut the fuck up now. And they were like, and they shut up immediately, and I was ready to hug and kiss her because I was so thankful. And yeah, so that was before, when I was watching Blade Runner, and this time that story, that situation kind of gave me strength now to to say what needed to be said there. And yeah, and it kind of worked, despite the fact that I banned the truth there, like I said. So he wasn't really munching, but the sounds that they were making while eating was still really disturbing, and it planted what I said, that they're munching, planted the seed of doubt, and they from then on they weren't distracting me anymore, and I felt like I was victorious in this situation. Yeah, so that's really funny. Anon, by the way, while aesthetically very pleasing, was I must say, a disappointment for me story-wise. I really like the director, Andrew Niccol, and he's also a screenwriter, and he wrote the screenplay and directed this film. I think he was also the main producer on this film, and so it's like his baby. And yeah, in a way, it was really disappointing because a lot has been said about this whole subject. I'm not going to retell the story to you here, because no spoilers, guys, don't worry. A lot has been said about this subject of, anonymity, and the fact that we're losing our privacy, and that we're being tracked, on Black Mirror, Electric Dreams, you name it. But it's I think that it's still not enough, and I really like that this stories are being told about it. We need more stories like it. We need to draw the people's attention to the problem, to this glaring issue, and it's not that it's not original. That's not what my problem was. It's just that the story itself is not interesting enough. It's not captivating enough. It's very aesthetically pleasing, as I said. It's beautiful. It's well acted. the camera and the sound, everything is close to perfect. But the actual story is I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I was expecting too much. I mean, at no point during the movie did I want to leave the cinema, or I was following the story. It kind of came together, so to speak, yeah, and it worked for me. But there were just a few plot twists that I didn't like and that I felt were, yeah, that just didn't do it for me. I mean, but that's just me, guys. If you're interested in the subject area, definitely go ahead and watch that. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you I hated it. It's a decent movie. It just didn't do it for me story wise. And yeah, Andrei, stop moaning. Go ahead and finish your own fucking screenplay, and then we will see. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for listening. Join the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, Andrei K. Good trip, bad trip. Peace out.